when I first got sick, I told my sister, like, I just want to be here long enough for your daughter to remember me. And she was like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, no, I was just saying, like,
You were really big as a representative for plus size
like
women.
sell out for real.
You said a lot of bigger girls are outwardly comfortable. Why the surgery then?
The saying goes, health is wealth. And I took that for granted. Here I am, supposed to be this confident, big woman, but my health was going downhill. Like literally death was knocking on my door. Really, I told my mom, I'm just going to let my body just go.
Like you were done. You were ready to
I was
go.
done. I'm so mortified.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, bitch, how did you let yourself get that big? I was still walking around here like, yeah, girl, I could still move around. I was wobbling.
Yeah.
My sister sent me a video. I was wobbling. I was like, wow, we should have done a 600-pound life for real.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Casualty podcast. On today's episode, I have a very special guest that I feel like disappeared from social media for a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Recently started to see videos of you on this new journey that you're on with your health journey.
Yes.
And I thought it was so inspiring. I think the video that I saw from you was the one of you crying in the car about your weight loss.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, first of all, I didn't know you were on this journey. Second of all, that was like inspiring. And I'm like, third of all, I need to have you on. So this is Auva'a.
Hey, everyone.
So I guess let's just get started with like, just you know, where you grew up, your family life, if you want to get into that.
Sure.
Go from there.
So I was born in California. We came here. I say I'm from here because obviously I'm from here. Brought up in West Valley. I still currently live in West Valley City, Utah. I'm the oldest of four. My parents are both Samoan. Eskanka. Not just kidding.
You're full Samoan.
I am full Samoan.
Were you raised like culturally like that?
I wouldn't say. I mean, I know like the whole Fort Samoa. I wouldn't say like, oh, bread and butter right there. But I mean, I am first generation here in America, so I wouldn't say traditionally I was brought up like that.
Right. Yeah. I was raised me and Ashley go way back. Like,
yes.
She's known me since I was a kid, you know. And
I know. Crazy to think. Oh, crazy.
Right. And here we are. But so I wasn't really raised like the cultural, like Samoan way. So anytime like my Samoan friends come on, like I just find it very intriguing to talk about that because there's a huge difference between somebody who grew up culturally and like not, you know. And I'm totally
so true.
Far removed.
I guess they call us plastics. I kind of hate that word.
Gosh, yes, I'm plastic. I'm a plastic Samoan.
Yeah. I was like, call me plastic one more time and I will put this paper right to your nose. Shut the hell up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you grew up here, West Valley City,
West
Utah.
Valley. I bleed West Valley, okay? I'm about to get that
She reps West Valley.
Yes. I went to Granger High School. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And yeah, that's about it. And hella grandbabies.
Yeah. Any kids for you yet?
No.
Any plans?
Maybe. Actually, I wanted kids when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I looked at all my cousins with and I've told this to my cousins. So don't try to DM me or
I know where you're
me.
going with this and I agree already.
Because I'd be like, oh my gosh, what do you mean we're bringing the kids?
Yeah.
What do you mean we're going to the jungle gym? Can we have adult fun?
What do you mean you're only 30 and you look 45? Just kidding. Just kidding.
He meant to his cousins, not mine.
My cousins. But yeah, recently, I mean, I think you were really known for the body positivity realm and the world that you were in.
Yeah.
And so how did you like get into that? What made you fall into that?
I think it's just because I feel that there's never been a space for bigger bodies to be front and center.
Yeah.
I was really tired of it. And obviously I'm a bigger body myself. And so I wanted front and stage for that, for many men and women of that bigger body to have that. Because I feel like the fashion world, it's like there's no room for it. But statistically, plus size women are the majority in North America, just to let you guys know.
Well, do you feel like the climate is kind of changing on that? Because I feel like years ago before, like the whole like model body is all about the thin girls, and sure, it definitely is still, but like now I feel like it's a little more progressive in that way.
Yes, more palatable for a lot of people because I feel like people are starting to be accepting of other people's bodies and women and men who have bigger bodies, they're becoming more comfortable, and companies are really starting to see where the money is at. Like,
Mm,
oh, these bigger bodies, they need clothes. Let's do a
yeah.
line for them. Back when I was like younger, there just wasn't. It was Lane Bryant, and we know what Lane Bryant looks like.
Yeah.
No shade, no tea. But back in the day, it looked like curtains. So no, no. But now there's so many options for bigger bodies, and I love that for especially those who are still young, still trying to figure out your fashion. There are so many places avenues that you can go, and
Yeah.
resources to really dress your body the way you want.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I've always admired about you, even like back when I was a kid, is you always were so funny and you always had the confidence, regardless of
Mm-hmm.
what other people thought of you, that confidence was always there. And I always loved that about you. And still the same. I haven't seen you for years, but still exactly the same. Like, where do you find that
Yeah.
confidence, or where do you think that comes from? Or do you feel like, because I'm the same way, that it's just a cover for like our real emotions?
I think no. I think it's both
Yeah.
for me. I think being that I'm the oldest, I have to cover like what traumas I had when I was younger.
Yeah.
And so I had to be like the one with the personality, the one that's
Mm,
like social with everybody. And I used my humor a lot
for sure.
to
Hmm.
cover my inner demons.
Yeah.
And my dad called me out on that a few years ago. And
Did
when he called
he?
me out, I was like, I was so embarrassed almost
That he called you out on that?
that he called me out on it. He was like, "Oh, you're so tough with your big words, but you're only funny because you're a hurt person."
Ooh.
I was like, "Oh, that was
I was
right
like, hey,
here."
Dad, my bad. Shit.
I thought you only knew someone, sir. But I think I really had to address some things. I was like gonna hit 30,
Yeah.
and he was just, I mean, he grew up in the islands, and he had a different life. Like, he thought, oh, at that time I would have already had several kids,
Right.
and he felt the way that I was using my humor was still being very immature,
Mm,
and not really facing adult challenges. But again, I used my humor to cover a lot of that, to not
yeah.
face those things.
Totally. And same here. And I still do. And I'm struggling with that.
I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. Just like being more open with my true emotions. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty open, but definitely I feel like at a certain point, it's almost a trauma response, you
Yes,
know?
absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree. I feel like, and I feel like that's a lot in our Polynesian people,
Yeah.
that we use it instead of like really being like, okay, let me be vulnerable in this
Oh,
moment. And
1000%. And I mean, even taking it like to like, at least how I grew up, Polynesian people are clowns, we joke about
yes,
everything, everything's funny. And even maybe topics that are sensitive to people. Like, wait, like
yeah,
for me,
hmm,
my God, my grandma was calling me fat since as far back as I can remember. And so like probably out of love, I don't know, but like laughing about it at the time. But now that I think of it, I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, actually, like, is that why I have an eating disorder now?
right.
you
You
know?
have all these things that you're like, oh my gosh, like, and it wasn't just my grandma, like it was like
Yeah.
my aunts, uncles, and I would side eye
Everyone, my
them.
brother,
Like,
my
I was like,
gosh.
how do you be disrespectful with trying to be helpful
Yeah.
about your health?
It's because I feel like maybe as Polynesians, we don't know how to be vulnerable like that.
Yeah, to come with like some compassion, but be
Right.
respectful about a serious matter.
Yeah, it's just so funny because I've always been up and down with my weight. And so sometimes I'll go to visit my grandma in Hawaii and she's telling me that I'm fat and I need to lose weight. And then other times I'll go, I'm looking a little more fit. And she's like, are you sick? Like, so
Huh,
it's
I'm
like,
worried. What's going
yes,
on?
exactly. Do you need food? I'm like, where is the middle ground?
Right. And you're just, I think for me, I, no one can ever tell me something about my body. I will
Yeah,
be the most cruel to myself. So you don't need to
right.
do it for
Because
me.
you're very self aware.
Yeah, I am very, so I think
Yeah.
when I was growing up, for me, when people would try to, um, because being funny, you have to be smart, okay? And I'm smart.
Yes.
Like, you have to be witty with it. So
Yeah.
when guys would like try to come at me at my weight, oh, no, sweetie, you're not going to do that.
Have you, well, that's an interesting question. Have you, like, how do guys receive, like, bigger women?
Okay, when I was younger, guys would put me on the low, like
Yeah.
only at nighttime, like they would hit me
Oh,
up.
okay.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
But even now, I feel like men are more, um out with actually liking bigger women. I
Yeah.
mean, you struck gold if you're with a big woman.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of women, I haven't seen a bigger woman or come across a bigger woman that didn't have the same type of personality as I.
That didn't.
It that didn't, because it's rare. Like if I do see someone that's bigger and they don't have the confidence, I'll be surprised because I don't know. I just surround myself with
Mm.
I'm usually around the same type of bigger women that are like, no, I'll wear the
They're
shirt, I'll wear the
confident.
crop top, or
Yeah.
I'll wear the tight jeans or show my curves off. It's rare that I come by women that have self esteem. Are they really good at
Dude,
hiding
that's
it?
interesting you say that because now that I think of it, like, yeah, like the the bigger women that I know in my life, they're all like the confidence is outward. Like they
Yes,
show it.
very much.
Like I don't think now that I'm thinking of it, I don't think I've met a bigger insecure outwardly person. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's really like I'll be so surprised when I do come across one.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, "What, girl? You don't feel confident?"
Do you feel like it's affected you?
What do
Like
you
just
mean?
like growing up, like just being heavier set?
I think now I being bigger, it affected me. Like, okay, so my highest weight I was at 457 pounds,
Mm,
and I'm now at
mm.
343.
I love that for
And
you.
sweet eight.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And I mean that is with the help of gastric bypass.
Where did you go for that?
I actually went to St. Mark's. Shout out to St. Mark's.
Where's
Dr. Greer?
where's that? Here
St.
in
Mark's.
Utah?
Yeah, here in
Okay, you didn't go
Utah.
to Mexico?
I did not.
Okay, because I
We're
have
judging you that went to Mexico. Just kidding.
no, I've known people who went to Mexico for the surgery and dangerous. Like I think they ended up hospitalized because the stitches weren't closed all the way, so everything they were
I
eating
mean,
was
it's
seeping into
definitely a
their
different
body.
experience for sure.
Yeah.
I probably know 4 people that have gone to go do it. Um, but I am super grateful that I chose to do it here because I have a team
Okay,
of
interesting.
doctors.
Was yours covered by insurance?
Yes. Well, 80% of it I had to pay. Like honestly, it was not. It's 28,000 without insurance. That's out of pocket.
Oh wow.
$28,000. So I only had to pay. I'll be honest. I only had to pay 4,000 for it.
Oh, that's not bad at
That's not bad
all.
at all. Not bad at all. And I mean that covered like my nutritionist, my
Yeah. Hmm.
therapist, and I prepared for like a year. And still, the mental state was just not something that they prepare you for.
Right. Yes, we'll get into that for sure later
Yeah,
on, but
yeah,
that's
for sure.
definitely something I want to touch on. What initially made you want to get that surgery? Because it's like, we are outwardly comfortable, or like you said, a lot of bigger girls are outwardly comfortable. Why the surgery then?
So a year, almost 2 years ago, I had gotten pneumonia, and I had it in both sides of my lungs.
Mm.
And if it wasn't for me having pneumonia, they would have never caught that my heart was 3 times the size
Oh,
that it
wow.
was. So my heart was just overworking
Right,
itself.
right,
It was
right.
just, and the left side of my heart was super weak. It wasn't inflating like it should, like pumping
Hmm.
the blood. So my, and I, there should have been so many red flags, but me, I just was afraid to go to the doctors because, doctors, when they see me, like, it's because you're big, you need to lose weight.
Yeah.
Instead of really like, okay, let's do a full panel, let's do all these tests, let's do CTs, MRIs, let's see what's going on. Um, and if it wasn't for that, I was in and out of the hospital for a long time, and I was on oxygen 24/7. I was bound to my
Oh my
house.
gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was bound to my house. So, um, that's another reason why you didn't see me on social media. I was freaking
Okay, so that's when you
depressed.
dipped out.
That was when
Yeah.
I did not care. I deleted it. And I really was just in a really bad place at that
Yeah.
time mentally, because here I am supposed to be this confident big woman, but my health was going downhill. Like literally death was knocking on my door.
Yeah. Oh my God, that breaks my heart.
Yeah, and I was also diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension, and there's no cure for that, but that's okay. Um
What is that?
so pulmonary hypertension is high blood pressure of
Okay.
the lungs. So the arterial that connects from my lungs to the heart is like slowly narrowing.
Okay.
So as time goes on, it will make it harder and harder for me to breathe. I do believe, and I don't want people to
And
be
there's no
like, "Oh
cure
my
for
gosh,
that.
there's no cure for it."
Mm.
But there is changes to help slow it down. It's a slow progressive thing, so it'll always progress.
Right.
But it's one of those diseases that is a slow progression. My uncle actually has it. But that fool, uncle, I need you to stop eating like you don't have it. But I was being really prideful about the surgery. I was like, no, I can do it on my own. But reality set in when I went into, I think it was like maybe my third or fourth time going to the emergency room.
Mm.
And my mom had like a heart to heart to me, and she cried and begged me, like,
Yeah.
you know, you need to do something. But at that time, I was tired. I was so tired of going to the hospital. I seen like over 6 specialists to try to help me with what was going on. Like, it was just so much. And looking around a freaking oxygen tank,
Yeah.
you know, for me, it was embarrassing. You know, for me, I was just like, okay, men are gonna look at me and be like,
How long
wow.
were you on the oxygen tank?
For over a year.
Wow.
I just recently, they finally okayed me to just be on oxygen. I even have a CPAP. I sleep with my oxygen at night.
Yeah.
But that's the CPAP, and the oxygen is what helped me get my heart back to where it's normally, and, you know, changing the eating. And then all those things combined is what finally woke my ass up to be like, girl, you need to be more aggressive with your health.
Yeah. I think when we're faced with literally death, you know, in front of us, it makes us like start to reframe and like rethink like our actions, you know, whether
we're not untouchable.
We're not untouchable,
and we're not gonna live forever.
We're all expiring, actually.
Yes,
as we sit here, we're dying.
Yes, we're getting closer there.
Right.
But I think the saying goes, health is wealth, and I took that for granted. I definitely took that for granted.
Yeah.
I think because I was on semaglutide before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so love that. If you're on it, okay, you
yes,
get that,
I think
girl.
I might jump back on, actually.
Yeah, it's I don't know why people are still like, oh my gosh, that's cheating.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do something, whether it be I don't know, on the shots, pills, or surgery, okay, not drugs, okay, guys. But really taking, I commend you for that. That takes a lot for you to face head on your health. I mean, I'm gonna be 40 in 2 years. So
are you?
I am gonna be 40 in 2 years.
You look good.
Oh, thank you.
You really do look good.
Thank you so much. I don't know. I just guess like I finally, because really I told my mom, oh, I'm just gonna let my body just go.
Like you were done. You were ready.
I was done. I mean, because imagine being on oxygen all the damn time.
Yeah.
I had to shower with that damn thing.
But what do you think led you there?
I think, like, to get the surgery, or led me...
like
being big.
Just the state of mind you were in of, like, I'm done. I'm just ready to go. Like,
because if anybody knows me, I was on the go. I was going to all my nieces and nephews' games, I was doing my body at the time, and just being a busybody. But when you're slowed down by, like, me walking from here to just that light right there, I was gasping for air.
Yeah.
And I
Do
couldn't.
you mind sending me pictures so I can input?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would.
Because I forget.
Pictures.
Like, I know this might sound crazy, but like, I don't even remember you big like that.
And that's so crazy.
But like when we look at pictures, like even for myself, but that's probably just because I have body dysmorphia. Like
I didn't think I was gonna have it, but I have it bad.
Oh, for sure. And I think it's more common than we think in people.
Right.
But I can look at a picture of me, like even at my skinniest, and I remember how I felt at the time, and I still felt big. And I look at those pictures now, and I'm like, what in my mind was telling me that I was big? Because I was bones. I was looking like I was a skeleton.
I remember when you were skin and bone.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
Well, when you guys came to visit me in Vegas, she came to visit me in Vegas with
was that your smallest?
I wouldn't say that was my smallest, but I was definitely like mid eating disorder when you guys came.
I would have never guessed.
Really?
Because, I mean, we were staying with him in his apartment and we all ate together. So in my mind, I wasn't thinking like, oh.
But do you remember, like, in my apartment, there was no food?
There was no food. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy.
So I think Jean clocked that, my sister-in-law, and she bought me groceries. I don't know if she thought I was like,
we went to the
whatever,
grocery store and we grabbed stuff. Oh, wow.
So you guys left a lot of food, but like, I was definitely mid eating disorder.
I had
like
no
when
idea.
You guys were visiting me.
You definitely hit that very well.
And I was probably bones, but like I'll look at pictures of me back then. I'm like, fuck, I was skinny, but I hella felt big.
Well, my recently, okay, I had a cry fest this morning.
Oh
You wanna?
wow.
I had a cry fest this
Oh.
morning because okay, so I've been having a hard time. I've been really hard on myself because when I think of all the things that have gone wrong, like as far as my health
Mm,
and me being big, because I contributed to that. I
yeah.
contributed to how my medical how it is now, and when I look at my biggest, like how I was at my biggest, I'm so mortified
Yeah.
because I'm like, bitch, how did you let yourself get that big?
Yeah. And we don't even notice when we're that.
Right. Because the same attitude that I have now, like that was in a bigger body, and I was still walking around here like, yeah, girl, I could still move around. I was wobbling.
Yeah.
My sister sent me a video. I was wobbling. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, we should have done 600 pound life for real.
Wait, do you watch 1,000 Pound Sisters?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they inspire me.
They all, I know. Like, why did you guys, how come you guys got men? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I love that for you. I just think, like, I don't know. My only regret in this journey was that I didn't have the surgery sooner.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question.
Because the thing is because not me being the head of a plus size organization, and then I felt like I was putting it off. I was putting the surgery off for the longest
Yeah.
because I felt like I was turning my back on the plus size community.
Let's unpack that a little bit,
Yeah.
because yeah, it can come off that way as you were really big as a representative for plus size
Like
women.
sell out for real.
Yeah, here in Utah. And so getting the surgery, like, have you had any like backlash or like,
No,
what did
I've
that
been
look
getting
like?
a lot of positive because I was very outspoken with my health and me being in and out of the hospital. And I think now being older, a lot of those who do follow me, I think we're all in the same mindset of just we want to be here longer. We want to be better
Yeah.
with our health.
So when you're like hella skinny, what's gonna happen with the?
I don't know. Well, I feel like, because for me, it'll always be we're celebrating our bodies no matter what your body looks like.
Yes, I love
And
that.
that's, because there are even smaller bodies that are struggling too.
Oh, for sure.
So me being on this journey of like trying to get my health back, it opened my eyes to a world of different bodies that are struggling too. Like, not everybody is wearing their medical history on their back.
Yeah.
So we don't know what a smaller person is facing. I mean, they could have an eating disorder. They could be struggling with a lot of other mental health, anxiety. Like, it's a real thing.
Has it like adjusted your view on like the whole body positivity movement?
It adjusted it in a way, really not, because I'll always run for my plus size community,
Yeah.
but I feel like the umbrella has gotten a lot bigger for me.
Yeah.
The scope of people when it comes to body positivity.
And also, I feel like, there's a huge community of people that are wanting to get a little more healthy. And like just by you sharing your journey and being public, I think that's why we're similar. We share our journeys.
Yeah.
Whether it offends people or whatever, we're going to
Yes,
share
absolutely.
our journeys. But that also creates a sense of trust with people who, want to go the same route you did and get
Yeah.
healthier. Sure, we're all about body positivity.
Right.
But
Right.
I feel like there's a way to be healthy about that as well.
Yeah. There is a way to be healthy.
Yes,
about
and
that.
the amount of shit that I would hear people talk about, just the whole body positivity thing you were doing here in Utah.
And that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
But no shade, no tea. Like, I can give a shit about what you guys think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, there wasn't anybody that, I mean, there was, but they were a lot older than I am.
Yeah.
There wasn't in my generation that I can look at and be like, oh, she was who I looked at, as far as growing up, and was a body model for myself,
Yeah.
People say Ashley Graham. I'm sorry, she's not big enough for me.
Oh, Ashley Graham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's curvy, but she's not, like, to me, that's not a
Lizzo.
big.
Lizzo got the surgery too, right?
No.
She didn't get the
Don't be
surgery?
putting my girl out like that. Sorry, Lizzo. He doesn't know, girl. He doesn't know. She started
I
out being
saw
a
her in
vegan.
concert here at Delta Center. by the
Did
way.
you?
Yeah.
I missed it because I was sick. But no, I love her because a lot of people were going after her like, oh, she's so big. You know how much it takes to do shows like that? How in shape you have to be? I think people's perspective of being in shape is being in a smaller body.
Yeah. Well, because I was not a fan of Lizzo at all. Like,
Oh, okay. Let's talk
because
about that.
but and I went to a concert when she was here in Utah, just across the street at the Delta Center, and like after her concert, like I honestly I was so inspired, and I was like, okay, I get it. Because before I'm the first to admit, like, I would be so judgmental towards that, like the whole body positivity movement, and
Yeah.
like just even the way that I feel like Lizzo was going about it, and just
Yeah.
being provocative and showing her ass, and like that, I feel like stuff that wouldn't be okay even on a smaller person.
But why does that bother you though? Is it because maybe
Um,
society has conditioned you to think that?
no, I don't think bother is the correct word, but um, like when Lizzo wore those assless chaps to the basketball game. You remember
Oh
when that was a big
yes, I do. That
controversy?
was such a big thing.
I think people would have been just as offended if it was Kim Kardashian or
No,
a
yeah, I
model.
agree. I
It's
agree.
just the ass out thing. It's not necessarily the body size, but
Right. I just think because because how she's lost weight, people are still talking about her.
how did she lose weight? Did she not get the surgery?
She didn't get the surgery.
Oh,
She
okay.
was just like she got a personal trainer. She
Yeah.
started out being
She
vegan.
looks amazing.
She does look
Yeah.
amazing.
But all that to say, like, I after the concert, I literally, like, something clicked in my head because I was so judgmental towards her before, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like, it was so inspirational at the end. She like gave a little speech, and I'm like, okay, I get why people like her. My bad, Lizzo.
Yeah. Sorry, Queen. He didn't know.
I didn't know, but yeah, I do find it though inspiring that I feel like there is a movement to get healthier for everybody.
Yeah, for everybody. It's not, and I think that because, like, okay, for example, some people will look at bigger women and be like, why don't you just like eat better? Like, you want to look like that?
Yeah.
Like, but some people are okay with being in bigger bodies and they're strong. They go work out. And some people, their ideal body is not to be skinny.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, when it comes to thinking positively, that's, physically, mentally, and spiritually, like when you're connected with oneself,
Yes.
then that shouldn't bother anybody.
Right.
Like,
No, you're
I'm
right.
for
You're
that.
absolutely right.
I am for that.
Yeah.
And to me, that's being positive about your own body.
Yeah, exactly. And you said you don't regret the surgery.
I do not regret the surgery. I do wish that I had it sooner.
I know so many people who regret the surgery, and I don't know why.
Really?
It's and it just, like, I feel like it's a mental thing almost.
Yes.
Like, not for all people, but definitely for some, where in order for anyone, to like let themselves go like that,
Yeah.
there has to be some sort of mental thing going on. And if you don't resolve that before getting the surgery,
It's
that
not gonna
mental
be
thing is still
successful.
there.
No.
And so I know so many people that regret getting the surgery, and I just feel bad for them. What advice would you give to them?
I would say don't jump into the surgery thinking it's going to fix. Like, the surgery is a tool, but the work comes from you.
Right. Exactly.
And if you think that the surgery is going to do all the work for you, it's not. Why do you think my big ass is going to all these damn exercise classes?
I love that.
I'm still tired from this morning. I'm sore. Like, I should have made up some lie and been like, I can't come.
And she
My
showed
legs
up
are
an
hurting.
hour early because I told her the wrong time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Ashley.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. But I do want to say I am so proud of you and your journey.
Thank you.
And just like your confidence to share that journey too. What is like the biggest thing you've learned through getting the surgery, or like even about yourself or how the world sees you?
What I'm currently learning is that, yes, I do have confidence, but my self-esteem and what I think about myself isn't how you would see me, like, my confidence come out. Like,
What do you mean?
Like everybody has been telling me, like, oh, you look so good. Or they'll be like, oh my gosh, like you're glowing. And in face to face, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'll just, oh, thank you. But literally, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way. I mean, I'm lost almost, I'm 1 pound shy of losing a total of 70 pounds.
Yeah.
And I cried this morning because I am upset with myself that I don't see what everybody else sees.
God, that is so deep what you just said.
And even though I'm confident, like, that's what I mean. That's me having that struggle.
Yeah.
And I want to be open about that because like, okay, give me some tips, help a girl out.
Yeah, no, what you just said, it hit home for me, you know, because I feel the exact same way. And it's like, what do you think it is mentally that's blocking us from seeing what other people see?
Yeah. Like I can look at you and like I can give you so many compliments like, "Oh, your skin is so beautiful. Your eyebrows are I wish I had eyebrows like you."
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're thinking like something totally different.
No,
We're
right,
we're like
exactly.
our worst. We're like so cruel to ourselves. I'm definitely cruel to myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning about myself is that yes, I am confident, but I'm the hardest on myself I've
Hmm.
ever been in my life.
And you're very self aware, as am I.
Yeah.
And I feel like being self aware is healthy, you
It
know,
is. It is.
up until a certain point until you start letting your self awareness keep you down, you know?
Mhm.
I've always known that I was self aware. Like
Yeah.
anything you tell me about myself, I don't already know. Like,
Right.
trust me.
Same.
But then it gets to a point where you can be so self aware that it just like, it like drags you down, makes you more insecure. Then you're in a
Yes.
rat race trying to like,
Yes, and you're just you're still struggling like, "Oh my gosh, I can give such like the best coaching or advice to someone,
yeah,
touch their soul,
right,
but you can't even give that. You can't even coach yourself out of, psyching yourself out."
right. Exactly.
That's crazy.
I wanted to touch on that, you know, a little bit
Yeah,
because that
yeah.
is, it's, when I saw your video of you crying in the car, like I definitely got choked up in the car and
It's because I've never in my life
yeah,
lost this much weight.
yeah.
I've struggled so many times
And
before.
you're still going.
And I'm still going. I'm honestly, I refuse to fail. This is really a second chance. Like, I'm just going to touch on this a little bit, like some of the
Yes.
struggles as far as like being in a bigger body. Like being in my car,
Mm,
like getting in my car and getting out was a struggle.
yeah.
I never have admitted that to anybody. But now I feel like, oh my gosh, my car's too big for me.
Yeah. I need a smaller one.
I need a smaller one. And then like I used to huff and puff just putting on clothes.
Yeah.
But now I can stand up the whole time and put on my clothes.
Yeah.
And putting on my bra, like I kid you not, I would always ask my mom or my sister to come and help me put on my bra.
Mm,
And I was always depending on someone to help me. And even like my room, I was struggling to clean my room because it was just so much work on my body to keep
Right.
it clean. But now she does reset Sundays.
period.
You know what I mean? And even putting on my shoes. Those are just a few things that I've noticed that
Yeah.
I just thought was normal.
Yeah, no, my friend Raina, she was just here for my birthday visiting. She got the surgery. She thinks she's lost over
Oh,
200 something pounds or whatever.
Okay.
She looks
ate that
amazing.
up. Love that.
But just like talking about like the things that we don't realize would like cause insecurities in people, like getting in and out of your car. Or,
Yeah.
like, hers was Raina, love you. I'm just putting your shit out there. We actually recorded an episode, but my dumb ass deleted the whole thing. So anyway, but she was telling me about one of her biggest insecurities was airplanes, and how just this was her first flight here to Utah that she didn't need to request an
Really?
extender. And she just, and while she was telling me that story, I was like, damn, you really don't think like about these things like when we see people
Yeah,
anywhere, right? We're all
right.
so thinking about ourselves
Right.
that like we're not even thinking about the girl 2 seats over for me having a meltdown because she has to request an extender, like stuff like that. And so just hearing yours was just like, you know,
I don't even eat on the plane
you
because
didn't
I don't
eat
want
on the plane.
I don't want to get up. One of the girls in the
Mm.
comments was like, "Don't eat or drink on the plane because then you'll have to get up and go use the restroom, and the restroom is small."
Oh my god!
You know
I
what I
didn't think of the
mean?
restaurant, or the
Right.
restroom. Oh my
So
god!
I was like, Ugh. But I will tell you this: that tray table came all the way down on my lap.
The tray table was fine.
Yeah, the tray table was fine. I'm this close to not asking. That guy freaking side eyed me like, "Really? You need a?" Yes, I need to hold my belly.
Yeah, no, I think that's so inspiring, but it just made me realize, like, wow, it's definitely made, obviously, as we get older in life and move through life and have different
Right.
experiences and meet people with different experiences, first and foremost, like, it definitely, like, opens my eyes up a lot more to, like, be, I'm not trying to say I was judgmental. Like, I never, I swear to God, looked at anybody on a plane and, like, oh my God, that bitch had a request. That bitch needed an extender. Oh my God. But, like, in their mind, they're literally thinking everyone
Is watching
yes,
them.
exactly. But it's just definitely taught me to be more compassionate, you know.
Right. I think everybody can be compassionate in any
Yeah.
sense, you know,
Towards anybody.
towards anybody.
Anybody and body.
Yeah, and body.
Are you dating?
Oh.
What is the future?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to touch on kids, how you were talking
Yes.
about kids. I recently went to go see my OB, and she was telling me that because, I mean, as we get older, it's harder for women to have kids, and I never wanted kids. I told you that. She's going to try for a baby in a year.
No, you're not.
I am.
You want kids now. What do you think changed?
I think because honestly, I know. I just felt when I was bigger that I wouldn't live long enough to see my children, you know, grow.
That was really the mindset you had.
That's really the mindset that I had. That I wouldn't live long enough to see or even have the energy to chase children around. Okay, now my family knows.
Wow.
And I was blaming it on something else, but really that was my biggest.
Oh my gosh, Ash.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you.
So my OB was like, you can try for kids in a year. So we'll see what happens, you guys.
Oh my gosh, Ashley with kids. So that means you're with somebody?
Yeah. Hey, baby.
Where'd you guys meet?
We were in my cousin's wedding line like over 11 years ago.
And just kept in touch?
And no, I didn't like him at the time.
It always be like that.
We both matured. I think at the time we were just not meant for each other.
Yeah.
Which is fine. And then he had added me on Snapchat. Not Snapchat. Okay. And then he messaged me. He was like, do you remember giving your number? And I don't give my number to men. He was like, do you remember giving your number to a guy at a wedding? And I immediately was like, I'm going to block you.
He gaslit.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. Then he sent a picture of us. And I was like, oh, yeah. Hey, what's up? And yeah. Then the rest is history.
And he wants kids as well also?
He has kids.
Okay.
He has kids.
Your stepmom. Well, you guys aren't technically married.
Yeah. No, we're not technically married. But yeah, that wasn't a deal breaker for me for any type of guy ever.
Yeah. What were deal breakers for you? Like while you were out there dating?
None.
You had no deal breakers?
I'm really I'm super open. Like a lot of times I would come across a man that was just insecure.
Yeah.
Because
that's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah, no, really. Like for me, it just I can't. Like even short kings. Some of you are
yeah, the short kings, we love them.
We love them because some of you are so fine.
Yes.
Hi, short kings.
How long have you guys been dating?
8 months.
8 months.
8 months.
So was you guys started dating at the beginning of your journey?
Yeah.
Because wait, when did you get the surgery? Not to go back to that, but
my surgery is January 28th, so 3 months ago.
Oh my God! 70 pounds in 3 months.
I know, it's wild.
What does he think of your journey?
He thinks I'm gonna be skinny and like
and lose
feelings. Yeah, that's what he's.
Yeah, that's common.
I'm sorry to put you out, but that's what.
Sorry, we're exposing you.
Sorry, we're exposing you, but no, that's what he said. He said that he was worried that that I'm leaving. But that's what's funny is that 95% of women who do have the surgery, it's a high divorce rate.
Oh my God. Yeah. You just triggered something in my brain and you're so correct.
Yeah. And so
why do you think that is?
I think because it's such a life altering thing. It's like forever. It's not like, oh, just for the time being. Like you have the surgery, that's how it's going to be the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I think for some men that may not be secure, and I'm not saying all men, but I'm saying some men that aren't secure, they assume that, oh, my wife is going to leave me. And
wow, that's crazy.
But if this doesn't work out, I'm telling you, I could never date a man that never would think that at my biggest I wasn't attractive.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like you never hit me up when I was bigger, but you want to hit me up when I'm smaller.
Yeah.
Nah, sweetie, that's not the game I play. Bye.
So just one kid? How many kids?
I think one. I think I would be okay with one.
What do you want?
A healthy baby.
I love that answer. I asked my cousin this and she's like, whatever God sends me. I'm like, period.
Look at God. And then if it doesn't work out, I'm okay with that too. I'm at the point in my life where I'm just living life by my experiences and not by any kind of like expectations really.
Right.
Because I think when I was doing that, I just was not happy.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
I exactly get what you mean, you know. Sometimes we just have to let go, sit in stillness, and
Yes.
realize what I've realized, for me, like my issues with my body, eating disorders, it was an issue with control. And I realized that with control, like we're not in control.
Right.
Like part of being in control is giving up the control in a
Yes.
weird way.
And no, that's so true. And I feel like when your mind and your spirit is at peace,
Yeah.
you really can get a handle of things a lot better.
Right. And now that I'm like on my God journey, my journey back to God, like I am realizing like I was never in control of anything. I thought I was. And because I thought I was and I was trying to control my destiny and where I was going, that led to me just like spiraling. Do you believe in God?
I do believe in God. I have my family, we're based on having a lot of faith. I mean, we're the type of family, our go-to thing is like, oh, we're always going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. And that's true through and through with me. Like something comes up, a struggle. I'm not one to sit on a struggle or to sit here and think like, oh, that's the end. I'm always going to think, okay, we're going to figure it out. Whether it be money, the like, I don't know, family issues, family drama, maybe health issues, all that. In the back of my mind, I was like, oh, we're going to work it out. It's always going to work out. I'm not a religious person. And I think a lot of people get that confused.
1000%.
Religious to me, religion is like a place, like an organization. That's what religion is. But I feel like your faith is something where you believe in like either a higher power or like how we believe in God.
Yeah.
Honestly, this journey, and anyone's journey, like, and mine specifically, like, I couldn't have done it by myself. I couldn't have.
Without something holding your hand along the way.
And the crazy thing is, so before I went in, my biggest fear was that I wasn't going to wake up. I mean, I'm not afraid of death, but I just feel like I'm more afraid of not having the chance to live the life I know I'm meant to live.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
So before we went in, I asked my sister if she can say a prayer, you know, bless the team that was going to operate on me. And I was crying up until I got to the doors. I was like, Nessa, if I die, tell everybody I love you. And my sister, shout out to my sister. She was like, shut the hell up.
You're fine.
You're fine. Have a little faith.
You're gonna wake up.
I'm going to see you in an hour. I was like, okay, girl. And I woke up just fine. Got my big ass up on that table.
Love siblings like that.
I know.
Are you close with your siblings?
I'm super close with, I'm super close with my sister. And it's crazy because she's 36 and I'm 38, or I'll be 38.
Yeah.
And I thought like, oh, siblings are close. Yeah, there's no more closer that you can
Can't get
get
any closer.
But after she had her baby, okay, Nessa, you know what? I don't care. After she had her baby, like I witnessed her having her baby. That was quite the experience.
That was close.
That was Animal Kingdom all over again. But from that point on, I feel like that really just kind of opened up the gates for us to like really tell our truths to each other, like be more transparent about either things in the past or things right now. Like that girl knows my deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah. No, it's kind of exactly what you were saying. It's my dog is here. If you guys heard that, it's kind of weird that like me realizing like I'm 32 and just like as I'm getting older and I'm like I'm in adulthood now.
Yeah.
I look at my friends with babies in such a different way now. Like I have a
Really?
different type of love for them than I did when they didn't have a baby. You know, like
That's so interesting.
And I'll look at this baby as
like more love
more
or
love. It's like a deeper love. It's just
I love
weird. So when
that.
you were saying that about your sister and, you know, just her having kids, like I feel like that definitely can like strengthen a bond, whether it's friendship or, you know, sisterhood. But I'm looking at her baby and I'm like, damn, this came out of you. That is like crazy.
Right. It's what this is a human that you had in your stomach. Yeah. And like I said, if I don't have kids, I claim all my nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And my sister's daughter, like she really is such a piece of my heart. And so when I first got sick, I told my sister, like, I just want to be here long enough for your daughter to remember me. And she was like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, no, I was just saying, you know, like, I'm just saying. Okay. Is it cool? Not me acting like this is my podcast. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you were talking about being close with your siblings. Like, are you close with your parents? I would assume so, but I want to know from you.
I feel like I'm not close with my siblings.
Oh.
And I feel like, I mean, this is something that I've been unpacking on this podcast journey of like family traumas that I'm learning and just crazy shit
Yeah.
about my family. I feel like I'm not as close with my siblings as I would like. And I only have two, mind you. I haven't really talked to my sister in over 10 years. And so when you speak of like being close with your sisters or siblings, and my best friend is super close with all of her siblings, like I almost yearn for that. Like I love it. Just
Yeah.
witnessing that, like her siblings will call her and she'll be so irritated at them for calling her on the phone. I'm like, wow, my phone is hella dry.
So but would you say you're closer to your mom and your dad than you are your siblings?
Yes.
I have some people that like friends and other family members that aren't as close with their siblings. I think when you get to witness your like how I witnessed my sister having her first baby, and
Yeah.
I witnessed my brother and he has 5 kids now. He's the youngest. Are you crazy? Stop watching.
5 kids.
5 kids. They
Wow.
just had their hi baby Junie. um they just had their 5th kid, and I'm so grateful that I get to sit and be front row for
Yeah.
all their life changes.
Yes.
And
It's
make
amazing.
It is
I
amazing.
feel like being an uncle is the best thing like I've ever
I
experienced.
love being an auntie.
Yes.
I love being an auntie. Like my nieces, we do Dutch bro nights. Like we call it girls nights. We go
Yeah.
cruise, listen to R&B, and I live for those moments.
Yeah.
And like I love when I go to their house and they're always like, "Oh, Auntie Ashley's here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I am that girl.
You're the cool aunt.
I'm the cool
You're the
aunt.
cool
I
aunt,
am
yeah.
the cool aunt." But when you talking about that, I mean, I don't want to say like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sad for you."
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, because
it's
you
just
are
what
still
I've
working.
known, yeah.
I know it is what it is, but I mean, it could still be a situation of like, dang,
No, for sure.
But
And
I have faith it will get better.
I do too. And I feel like I want my mom on a podcast episode actually. So
Yes.
I just don't know if she'll be willing to.
To be so open about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it's sensitive because you guys are her kids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, girl. I mean, we'll get into that after the podcast.
Ooh,
but
yes.
the shit that I've just uncovered is just wild.
I love. Okay, I didn't know that this is where but we'll talk about it more after the cameras go off.
Yes. After hours, after dark.
hours. After dark, I love it. Can you talk about dating or no?
Yeah, I can talk about dating.
Okay, so we kind of touched base on
You need a podcast, by the way.
what?
Because just your personality, like you're meant for a podcast and you're very
Okay, wow.
conversationalist. Have you thought about it?
I don't know. And it's not that. It's because I used to do lives all the time. So for me, on Instagram, I used to teach makeup online.
Yes.
So that's
I totally forgot about that stage of your life.
Yeah. So I feel like, and I'm such a people person.
You
like,
are.
I love
That's why
connecting
I said
with
that,
people. I loved connecting with people. And my mom always say, it's because she loves listening to her voice. No, I don't, CE. The hell. I thought about it, but I'm just like, oh my gosh, my mind is in 3 million places at once. So I feel like it could be triggering to people.
That's
like,
the perfect
you've gone so
podcaster.
many times off of the conversation. Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But, and you're all like, this is my podcast and you're asking me questions.
No, I love it. This is a dialogue. That's what it is.
Okay. Okay. I love that. Okay. So with your dating, so are you guys official or what were you at in the dating stage?
Well, we've been talking for about a month. And
A month.
Yeah. But this is like the first time that I'm like phone calls and the FaceTimes. Like, I've never.
Are we getting butterflies or what are you feeling about
No
it?
butterflies, and I don't know if that's because I'm 32. Like when you were dating, like, do you
It is
still
definitely
experience
different.
Butterflies? Because I'm like, for me, I think so, like, logically, like, is this gonna work out? Like, oh, I really like him, but that butterfly shit, I have not experienced in a long time.
I think maybe because we think a lot about like, will they fit in our lives, in our current lives? Like, how can they contribute to our life? Like, are they gonna be a blessing or are they gonna ruin it?
I just got the brightest idea for you. This just popped out of my head.
Tell me.
I don't even need to put it on the podcast, but like I could totally see you having a podcast where people call in and get like love advice and relationship advice.
Call Cleo. I'll do a
Seriously.
free tarot reading for you.
I just got that vibe as we're sitting here talking about my dating life. I'm like, oh my God, you need a hotline that I can call.
Oh my
and
gosh.
ask you questions.
I've always wanted to venture out in a podcast.
Yeah.
But okay, I wanted to do managing, like manage people, because I'm really good at doing events.
Yeah.
I mean, if you went to my last event,
I went to your last one that you ever did, I think, with the body
yes,
positivity
with
one.
so when we did lingerie, because I was pushing it,
Yeah.
and so doing the lingerie. Oh, the reason why I got inspired by that is because, X Fenty did a show. They did it in 2 volumes, and so when I seen Lizzo on there, I was like, okay, our next show is gonna be lingerie.
Yeah.
And I kind of had to build the girls up to kind of walk the runway in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, are you going to be okay with wearing a thong?
Right.
Me, I can care less.
Yeah.
Like, you want to see my ass, baby? Oh, cool.
Right here.
Right
Let's see
here.
it. Just kidding.
Not you saying I have the beyond brilliant idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I totally
Just
got
have
that
random
vibe.
people be like, okay, me and my baby daddy are trying to get back together. What can we do to spark?
Yes, because I feel like you do give such good advice, but also there's like humor around it. So it's like,
Because I want to be compassionate about your feelings,
yeah,
but I don't want to disregard them.
right.
Because sometimes it could be a little bit daunting to face your truths
Yeah.
and a little bit depressing. So I like to add a little humor,
sizzle.
be a
Yeah.
little laughter, so you
Little
can be like,
sprinkles.
you know what, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You know what, my depression today, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not.
Exactly.
The days end. Get over it. Let's start again. You have a new day tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely dating. And I was telling Ashley before this podcast that this is not even a red flag, but for me, it's like, oh, he's a liberal. And I am not a liberal, like at all, like actually. And
Do you
so,
think that will interfere with like you guys
Not for
getting
me.
to know each other?
not for me, but the hate that he has for like Trump and like, not to get into politics, but like for,
Right.
I'm just like, he's sitting on the phone and he's in the Navy. So just like he's in the politics and
The
shit,
root of
and he has,
politics,
like,
yes, for
feelings
sure.
about it, and he lets those feelings known. And I'm just sitting there like, nice.
Okay, so for you saying for you, but you know for sure that would be, like, would it lead to an argument? Would it be like, oh, that's it, you'd be done with it? Because you have to like him to be like,
I do.
okay, I love that. Because in a relationship, you have to give and take,
Yeah.
kind of break down a little bit of those walls.
Oh, it would be fine for me. I wonder for him if me being a conservative is going to be an issue for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why I haven't brought
It
it,
could
up.
be
But for me, I'm
touching.
flexible, just like you. Like yes, I have like deal breakers and stuff, but like
We all do.
I feel like when people have all these preferences and these types, and
You're
shit, I'm
never
like,
going to meet the
right.
love of your life.
Like, are you 5 years old? Like,
Seriously.
we're
Are you going to the
adults.
grocery store? Are you making a list?
yeah. So I'm very open with like even types and different personalities and all kinds of different people, but I'm not sure if that's reciprocated.
Because that's really what fires up a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think having two different dynamics and coming from different backgrounds,
Yeah.
there's so much to explore. You have so much to get to know about a person.
Right. And that's the fun part about dating. You know?
Yes.
Getting to know the ins and outs.
And bringing out emotions that you normally wouldn't.
Yeah. What you
having
guys
arguments,
like,
be like,
what you guys don't like.
right.
Sexually.
Okay, have you ever lived with anybody that you dated?
No.
Any sleepovers?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
There
so
was a time that my mom was like, "Is he living here?" When I was like living with her, you know.
really?
Yes, because he was over all the time.
But that's okay. Like, when that was happening, was there some red flags that you were like, oh, you cannot be doing that
Oh,
if we lived together?
Actually, there was red flags before I said yes to him.
Really? Wow.
Dude,
If we ever lived together and your socks were, stuff like that.
Yeah, no. Oh, the red flags were worse than that.
Oh, my.
The red flags was he was married.
Oh, let's talk about that. Oh. Let's
The
talk
red
about
flags was he used to drive for the Brinks trucks. Remember those Brinks trucks?
that. Oh, my, yes.
And steal money from them. The red flags was that. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Let me
are you still
digress.
out there? Hit up the line at the bottom.
No, he quit his job after we started dating because
Oh.
he wanted me to financially take care of him. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah, for another time.
But anyway,
But you're saying in your current status, you feeling good about this guy and you want to keep
I really
talking?
am. And it's funny how we met because we met on Hinge. You know what
That's
Hinge is?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dating
But I
app.
was in California at the time visiting a friend, and I downloaded Hinge because he wanted to see if the guy he was talking to was on Hinge and like cheating or whatever. So that's why I downloaded Hinge. But like,
Oh,
I flew back to Utah, forgot I had Hinge on my phone, and I saw like 70 guys waiting for me to swipe yes on them.
and he said 70 like it was like a small number. We know you're hot shit. We love it.
Oh my gosh. So I just started swiping and found him. And anyway, I since deleted the app, and we've just been talking ever since. He
That's
lives
so
in
good.
California. He's in the Navy. He was stationed in Hawaii. So
Oh,
he's very like, in thinks people who live in Hawaii think they are fucking Hawaiian, I swear.
yeah. Honey, let's
Like,
do a DNA.
relax,
Are you
yeah.
Hawaiian or not?
But no, yeah, he's super cute. But anyway,
I love that for you.
yeah,
I
I'll show
knew
you
you
him
liked
after.
him. I knew you liked him more than you were just casually talking about him.
Oh yeah.
And I love that for you.
Yeah, but like I said, the butterflies are gone, and so I'm like, is there a disconnect between me? Like, is there something
Or
mentally
do you
wrong?
think because you're maybe in fear of him, his mindset of you being a conservative, that he would.
No, that doesn't cross my mind.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, I'm so secure. Like,
You are.
literally so secure.
You
like,
are.
I know this in my heart. Like, I don't need anybody. But also, maybe we can get into this a little bit
Yes.
before we end. But like, since I've been on this God journey and
Yeah.
the Bible's teachings of like homosexuality and all of that stuff, like, I'm trying to find balance. In like,
Between the two.
yes, like being who I am, because I am not attracted to women. That shit will never happen. But I'm trying to find balance of like me believing in God and like, because I told him I am looking for a man of God. And
Oh.
does that sound hypocritical because I'm like gay?
No, I
kind
don't
of
think that's hypocritical. I mean, because there are a lot of people who are in the gay community that are Christian.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's weird at all.
I know. And I don't think it is either, but like I'm so deep in the Bible and like I'm all literally for God now that it's just like, oh, but but then there's this. Like, how do
Right.
I go about that? So it's weird. It's placed me in a weird space of like me being gay and dating and also like
But is that something you're only putting, like, you're projecting on yourself?
probably.
Because, yeah, don't let it, yeah.
I know. It's weird. I know it gets deeper, but we can talk about that after.
Oh, I love this conversation.
Yes. What's next for you?
What's next for me is so I know that my surgery kind of happened because I didn't think it was going to happen till June. And so I thought I had a little bit more time to kind of still focus on My Body Utah. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's just because I had my surgery and I was trying to get used to my life. I am bringing it back. We're going to have small events.
Yeah.
One of the events, which I'll announce now, we're going to have a thick thrift.
Is this the one that Lesso was telling me about?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's because I really am about my community and our community.
Yeah.
Like some people can't find their clothes, and it's a bit expensive to get clothes that are bigger.
Yeah.
So if you want to donate, hit me up. I'm pretty sure you'll do my handle.
Yes.
And you can hit me up on there. I can either come and pick up the clothes. It could be any kind of clothes. Obviously, please wash them. Okay.
Please wash them.
And we're gonna put it at an affordable price, and I really just want to help the community, and all the proceeds will go to our next event, which I'm hoping will be with Nua Collective as we celebrate Pride Month.
Yes. So this is a show you guys are putting on, but also where people can buy clothes.
So it's basically a thrift. Like we're gonna
Okay.
do a yard thrift where everybody can come purchase clothes. It's gonna be really cheap because I really do want to help our community.
Do you have a date yet?
We don't have a date yet because my homegirl's probably watching this. I'm gonna ask you if we can have it at your house, girl.
Yeah. Let me know all the details. I'll put it in.
Yes,
obviously,
I'll have the details.
description, so.
I wasn't even supposed to. I haven't even had a meeting with my team, and they're probably like, "What the hell?" So surprise,
Here
guys!
she is on a podcast talking about it.
I'm the chief and boss. I can say what I want.
Exactly. Period.
Yeah. So look out for that, and yeah.
Yeah. Last question. If it's one thing that you want people to take away from you or your story or learn from you or anything you've shared today, what do you think that would be?
Don't wait.
I
Don't
love
wait.
that.
Because the longer you wait, missed opportunities, especially with your health. Like, if you feel you have something, go get your ass checked.
Yeah.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow may never come. And then you missed it.
Yeah. I love that.
Mm.
Well, thank you, Ashley.
Thank you so much for
being
having
here and coming
me.
on the podcast. I love your journey. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
You're
you.
only 3 months in. And wow, I just can't wait to see
And I'm
where you
proud of
go.
you. If you guys see this house, it's his places. Oh, I think I'm gonna sleep over.
Sleepover. Let's have a sleepover.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I love you.
I love you
And
too.
I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye, guys.